Welcome and welcome. Today's recipe is all about the haddock. The legend says that the devil himself was hungry one morning, so he reached his hands into the sea and caught a haddock. But the haddock wriggled free, but it was not without damage. You can still see the hellishly warm fingerprints of the devil here, and when it wriggled free, there was a black line and you can still see it. Well, the devil didn't catch the haddock, but I did. So today I'm going to make fish and chips. And haddock is perfect for fish and chips. There's always this discussion, should you use cod or haddock? I prefer haddock. It's sweeter, firmer, flakier, and a bit drier. And that can make the perfect battered fish with chips and tartar sauce. All right, I'll start with the haddock. Look at this white flesh. It's beautiful, huh? I'll just salt it, and then I'll get rid of the excess water. And then for the chips, fish and chips, I'll just peel these ones. And when you have fish as good as we have here in the Faroe Islands, you just gotta love your fish and chips. I peeled my potatoes, and then I'll just slice them into around a centimeter. I like that they're not so uniform, that they're a bit different in shape. Of course, they will cook unevenly, but when you get one of these super crunchy chips, that's a really good one. I'll put them in water just to get the excess starch of the chips, and I'll put some vinegar in there. That will help them get really crisp. And you can see here the starch, it's almost this milky color, huh? Done. And then the mayonnaise, the joy of making your own mayonnaise. I take egg yolks, then I take salt, and you could add vinegar straight away, but I will take it in the end because some of these ingredients are so sour. Whisk it until it gets a bit thick. Super simple, few ingredients to make something as fantastic as a mayonnaise. All right, the yolks have thickened, so I'll add the oil little by little. You can see that it's starting to incorporate the oil, and then it thickens even more. For the mayonnaise, I use rapeseed oil. You can use canola oil, any neutral oil that doesn't taste too much. If you used olive oil, it would just taste of olives, huh? Just a neutral tasting oil, and then I'll add the flavors afterwards. And then I'll chop some herbs into this. I'll chop everything in small dices so you can get a bit of everything on each bite. Gherkins, capers, and parsley. But you could use any herbs. Tarragon, dill, sorrels, that would be really good. Anything that you can get hold of. This is just for some freshness. Lemon zest and lemon juice. The aroma of fresh lemon. That is so good. When I use lemon zest, I always use organic lemons. Lemon juice, mustard. This is called fish mustard. So it goes well with this fish dish. Give it a quick stir, and then I will add all of these beautiful things. So rich in taste, the tartar sauce. Oh, look at this. Actually, chips are just an element of transporting the tartar sauce to your mouth. And we're done. I'll just parboil the chips for, I don't know, 6-7 minutes, before I deep fry them. Now I'll make the batter for the fish. I'll make it super simple. I'll just take a beer, and then I'll use just plain all-purpose flour. So I salt everything. I started with salting the fish. I'll salt the batter, and I'll put the fish first in flour. So I give this a bit of salt as well. Slice it, and then put it in the flour. And make sure that it's all covered in flour. And now, back to the potatoes. And then I want to dry the potatoes. Perfect. Now I'll start deep frying. I'll get rid of the excess flour into the warm oil. I'll just hold it here until it gets the first crust. Yes. When we deep fry, we cover the fish in batter because the fish can't handle 180 degrees Celsius. Can I eat a whole haddock? Yes, I can. You can always eat a fish and chips, can't you? When you're by the sea, hangovers, feeling bad, feeling lonely with your friends. And when you're in the Faroe Islands, you gotta eat fish and chips because the fish that we have here is just super, super, super quality. All right, the first one is done. Super crisp. And it's different cooking time, of course. The tails have a much shorter time, and then the loins a bit longer. Super crisp. And then I'll take the fries. They need about 6 minutes. And now you can see that it's starting to brown and getting very crispy as well. Oh my God, I'm getting hungry here. All right, that was it. And you can hear it, crisp. Into the bowl, the mixing bowl. Salt. And I'll give the fish some salt as well. Toss this. Just put these chips on here. And then just for TV, I'll put some radishes and dill on here. It's just for presentation, actually. So here we have Faroese haddock with fish and chips, tartar sauce, vel gagnist. Crunchy, the beer, and this fantastic haddock. It was an excellent choice to choose haddock. Wow, look at this. Success! And the chips with the tartar sauce. I understand why it's a classic. Wow, this is so good. I really think you should try this. I could eat this any time of the day.
You'll find this recipe, more recipes and information about seafood from the Faroe Islands at faroeseafood.com.